Okay, in last video, I already successfully import the data from the data source for 3 tables already. Now we need to move to the assignment 304B, 304B. So for this one, I'll quickly open it. You can also download it in the UDEX because we're gonna use some code from this instruction. Okay, so now we already create this 3 deep table. Now we need to create a load plant, a load machine type, a load machine. So they a little bit different. So let's work on it. I want you to open the SQL Studio again, and you can again check if you have some data there. We do have some data because we haven't cleaned them. But before we do it, I want you to clean every tables. So you delete everything from the tables, and you can check it by select them. Like select star means like select everything from the table, right? Execute it, and then you're able to see they are all empty now. So now, and we need to stop debugging. So check this red square, create another one for the assignment 304B. So in 304B, the next one we need to create the dim table will be the load plant table. And we need to rename it as load plant. And also I want you to connect them. You double click load plant, and again remember we need the source. So again OLEDB source, and also we need the destination. So now this one, the OLEDB destination. Okay, it's weird, it's okay. Once I put there, I can click the format and auto layout, so it looks better now. Okay, so for the source, remember where is our source? Okay, so previously we are using the PDI accounting database, right? Okay, this time it's a little bit different. So we can go back to the instruction, and instead of using the table directly, we're gonna use the code, this SQL code, to help us to load the data. So we can come back to the Visual Studio, the connection the connection manager still has to be the PDI accounting database. So you click these buttons, and previously we are using the tables trying to find the source table, right? But unfortunately this time we don't have like the plant tables here. So what we can do is using the SQL command and copy the code there. Did I copy everything? So check it. So make sure you have the instruction files in your UDEX, then it will be easier to copy them. So this is the code we're gonna use. We put the command tags, and now we can preview it. Okay, see, with this code, we're able to have in some source now. So now I want you to click OK. And destination won't be changed, still our data warehouse. So this time, which table we're gonna put the data in? So it should be the plant. That's the dim plant tables. We're gonna see it should be empty now because we are already deleted everything here. And then you click mapping and make sure each column is matched with that destination column. It looks great. So we click OK. So now we have a new dim tables. We can run it to see if it works. Okay, we successfully load the data from the source to the data warehouse. Again, you can check it by going back to the to the SQL Studio, execute. Let's see, we have some like the data's in the plant table now, and I want you to clean everything from the tables, and everything's been deleted. Double check it. Select all from every table, they are empty. So now we can move to the next one. Again, we need to click the square to stop debugging. And then now we need to create the next one. So the next one we want to create will be the load material type. let me rename it. Rename load material type. I hope I don't have any typos. So now we need to find some new things. Again, we need to OLEDB source and also OLEDB destination, which is a part we're gonna put the data. We always have OLEDB source. And in between them, this time we're gonna including a new functions to help us to aggregate the data. So you can find it from the common. You can expand the common, they're able to see it is aggregated. So I want to put it in between the source and destination and connect them now. Looks great. Okay, I'll make it bigger. Okay. Now, so you can check the instruction again because we're gonna use a new SQL code, and you can find it here. This is the code we're gonna use. I'm just gonna copy this part. And then you can go back to your Visual Studio and double click it. And instead of where is our connection manager? So the connection manager should be the PDI accounting database, right? Still the database, the source of our data. But instead of using the table, we're gonna use a SQL command. So you can click SQL command text, then you can check how is the columns. Oh, we do have a lot of columns. So we only need to choose two variables from all this column. One is asset class, the other one will be the raw material. So we click column, only choose the asset class. Don't choose all of them, only choose the one we needed, otherwise it's gonna take a longer time for us to run it. So raw material, then click OK. That's great. So that's the first thing. The second thing will be the aggregate, right? For the aggregate, so we need to put both of them in the input column. So you check both asset class and the raw material and make sure we use the operation of group by, and then you click OK. And the last part will be the OLDB destination. For this part, I want you to double click it. Again, PDIDW, remember which one we're gonna save the data in. This one will be the machine type. Yep. And then you can click mapping to see how that goes. Okay, so did you see the input column? They are empty, but you can choose the one matched each one. So the asset class will be matched with the machine type. Make sure you write them right. Okay, so the next one will be the raw material associated with material. It is important that you have to make sure they are connected right. If they're not connected right, then you might easier to get in the error to run the code. So it looks great now. Asset class match with machine type, raw material match with the material. Then click OK. So we are all set this part. Next part, we're gonna create a new flow task. Will be the load machine type. When you do it, I want you to check it before you run the next one, but I want to save some time. I'll run them together later. So this time will be load machine material or machine. It should be machine type. Yeah. Let me double check it. Okay, it's machine type. Okay, my bad. So this should be load machine type. Let me change it a little bit. MACHINE machine type. Okay. Now connect the load machine type to the load machine. For this one, we just double click it, and then this time it's still a little bit different with the previous one. I want you to find machine and the PDIDW. This one is still OLDB source and OLDB destinations. So we can try to find OLDB source, OLDB destination, and connect them together. And want make it looks better, so you can see the auto layout. Okay. Then next, we still need use the coding to load the data. So I want you to copy the code. So now connection manager, right? Yeah, make sure it is connection manager, and also SQL command and put the code here. So now we have a lot of columns. Then you click OK. And this times we want to use OLDB destination, and again should be our PDIDW. Make sure the connection manager is right, and then click mapping. And okay, so where do we want to put the data in? The D machine. Then we click mapping. Okay, so now you are able to see we are missing a lot of input column here, and also fail to connect with them. So you need to double check with the instructions, make sure you can connect every input columns to the right destination column. So the first one is asset code is associated with like machine numbers. So I'm trying to find asset code. The next one as a class, as a names. Make sure you make them right. And as a class associated with each machine type. The last one will be location code. Okay, now you're able to connect every input column to the right destination column. Double check, make sure you don't have anything wrong. If you connect any variables in a wrong connection, you will get in the error. So asset code, name, class, location code. Looks great to me, so click OK. So now we can go back and run again. Okay, great. So we finished assignment 304B. Next video, we can talk about assignment 304C.